What's up, guys? This is just going to be a real short update. Back to that old style of quick updates. I actually got a lot done, but there's just not a lot to show that I got done. We got the rest of the manual ground throws, the hand throws done. They all work nice. I might actually get around to ballasting the yard because Altoona, that yard was just a dirty, grimy yard. So there's not a whole lot of scenery I really have to do other than ballast. This whole thing's getting ballasted. And most people do that last, but it's Altoona Yard. This is just all going to be ballast, especially these tracks in here. So I might do these just so I have something nice to look at. I still don't know what I'm doing down here in more than one situation. I don't know if I want the freight depot here. It probably will be here. The the interlocking tower will be there. I might even put a little add-on, like a little another little building off the side of it. I'll probably have a bridge over here too, although I'm not entirely sure yet because I don't know if I could get away with having the interlocking tower look underneath the bridge down the yard or how I want to do that. So one thing I got done is the hand throws. Another thing is if you look under here, it's clean. There's not stuff all over the place now. So we cleaned out everything in here, moved the freezer over to here, and now I'll talk about what I got planned over here. Got this turntable, manual turntable. I'm still putting it together. Still need the rest of the pieces from a friend. That turntable is actually going to be over here. It's going to have 3 tracks going off of it to here, which is the Altoona Works. Between the Altoona Works and the turntable will be a crane kit, a 3-track crane kit. And that's the diesel refueling. That I'm not going to use the plastic. I already glued the buildings down years ago. Not sure if I can get the buildings off, but if I can't, it's relatively cheap. I could just buy another. I'm going to use probably Sculptamold or something to do the concrete so it looks a little more realistic, and that way I can paint it and make it look a little nicer. And then there will be a track in the front here that goes to that little storage tank, if you can see it behind the paint cans. That's for, obviously, tank cars full of diesel fuel. The gap between the diesel refueling and Altoona Works, one track would be for the scrapyard or something. I don't really have enough room to make a scrapyard, so it's just going to be a siding to store gondolas that get loaded with scrap. The other one is going to be the track that goes to the Altoona Works. Or I could make one track between those two, have that be the scrapyard, and have a decent little scrapyard. And then I have a switch off the one of these Altoona Works, one of the tracks that goes into Altoona Works. I could have a switch off of that comes around, and that's where cars that like box cars full of machine parts could get dropped off. Obviously, it's not going to be on the ground. It's going to be up here, level with this. There will be a left-handed switch here, a right-handed switch here, and then probably another left-handed switch. It's going to be a little goofy configuration. I might even have to put a Y in. So one track goes to the turntable, another track comes in front that goes to the diesel fueling and the scrapyard. And then the first track is going to go back here to the steam engine, the coaling tower, steam engine stuff, the coaling tower, the basically a giant sandbox, and the water tower, which I don't know. Oh, it's over in Tyrone. Water tower. And then up above, well, actually, before I get to that, the staging will be behind this. So this 2x4 from here over 5 inches will be all kind of blocked in. The staging yard will be behind it. It'll be 2 tracks. Go the whole length and over there behind the Console Energy Center model and the Mellon Arena model. Back there'll be a re-railing strip for about the last, probably towards the last foot. So I can easily take cars on and off. And where this platform ends up here, that's where the staging yard will stop being hidden. It'll open up at the end. Then the upper level same idea. Staging track in the back, 2 tracks, 5 inches for the staging tracks. They go along to the end. Have a re-railing strip. The actually before I get to the upper level, bottom level is going to be 2.5 feet in depth, 6 feet in width or length, however you want to. From my perspective, 6 feet width, 2.5 feet depth. Upper level also 2.5 feet depth, more like 4.5 feet in width, or length this way, width this way. If that makes sense. That track back there goes to staging. This track goes to the coal mine. This three-way switch will be up here, and that starts the coal mine. There'll be 3 tracks into the coal mine. I might add a switch here so there's 4. One that goes to the front of the coal mine, just to store more coal cars. The coal mine will be right about here. These tracks will be a little over 3 feet. I did the math, and if I remember correctly, these yellow ball hoppers, I can store 18 in the coal mine, and then the H21A hoppers, the new ones I could store 21. So I could store a nice amount because most of my coal trains would be about 13, 14, 15, 16 cars. So I could store 5 extras if I needed to. I also, well, that's not including if I do my idea of putting a switch off the three-way and having it come along the front, because if it comes along the front, I have to subtract about 9 inches because of the switch. The switch takes up 9 inches, but then I also gain another track. So I would have more like 24 cars I could store. So that's another idea. That pretty much does it for this episode. I finally got Altoona Works designed, and the other thing I do is I left a little bit of room on the front, so it's 2.5 feet deep, but I'm only taking up like 2 feet and 3 inches, so I still have 3 inches along the front that I could pull stuff more to the front so I could have a nicer scrapyard. I gave myself 3 inches, which of 3 inches of room to redo stuff if I want. So I have a little bit more room than I need, type of thing. And, 3 inches in model railroading can get you a lot. It can get you one track easily, one extra track, or just a little bit of scenery, little bushes, really anything. So that pretty much does it for this update, which actually turned out to be a little longer than I had thought. But next update will be, what I don't have done now. I don't know where. Down there's a little triangular piece of homosote. Homosote's going in that far corner where those are to relay Tyrone. I'm pushing the tracks to the wall, which will also add a couple feet of running length. Not that I need it. It's a nice little run to get from Tyrone to Altoona and Altoona up to Pittsburgh. The next update will probably have that I just mentioned. I'll probably have the bottom level done, at least the bench work. And I got to add in a triangle back there. And in another month, I would say maybe 5 weeks, I plan on actually having a operating session. So I don't know how much I will be able to record of that, but this will all be running, including staging, in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, within the next month, especially once football season starts. I'm not going to get a whole lot done then, other than maybe some scenery. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.